Hello everyone and welcome back to JB's Total Gaming, where today I'm taking a look at Minion Masters. Minion Masters is a lane-based combat game where all the people that you attack with are cards that you play out of a deck. So here's a deck I'm playing with right now, and I do want to point out, I just started playing with the game. I have no idea what sort of things are good or not, and what sort of combinations, and I don't have a lot of things unlocked. You can see I have worked my way up through the beginning leagues, up until Bronze, which is the first place that you can lose ranks, and I've gotten up to Bronze 4 and then back down to Bronze 5. So I'm kind of stuck there right now. I haven't played the game a little bit, so this isn't how to play the game well, but just give you an impression of the game. So it is a card-based game brought to you by the guys that brought you Forced and Forced Showdown, a game I've looked at on the channel a couple of times. I really enjoy, kind of a rogue-light sort of game. Now, of course, being a game that is a card-based game, it is monetized. You can earn gold throughout doing different things. There are daily quests, as you might expect in a game like this. So we can click on here, we can see we finished our daily quest for today, but there are also like achievements and things that can give you rubies, which is kind of the premium currency. So there are ways to gain premium currency in the game, and shards, which allows you to make cards, which is kind of a nice thing. So let's head back here. Now, so you can get these, and then you can buy, I'm saving up to eventually get enough to be able to buy 10 power tokens. Now, these power tokens you get with gold or rubies, they only get you one card, which is kind of a bummer, but it is also kind of fun. So let's buy one here right now so you can kind of see how this works. Whenever you play on this, you basically kind of open a pack and it spins around, you get one card. There are different rarities. However, if you, after you open every so many packs, you get a guaranteed rare card, and then it resets after you open all of them. So green are the common cards, blue rare, there's purple, and then I think gold legendary or something like that. So I already have the wall, so that's not too exciting. And it is a little bit disappointing in a way that is how, and you can see we're at 3 or 4, and we get to 4 or 4, then we're guaranteed a rare card. There also are free tokens that you can get. I think you get those every day or something like that, that can give you money, rubies, or the shards, which is kind of cool. So let's go ahead and play a game and take a look at how this works. So this is my deck up here. You can change it around. You can put more than one card in your deck of the same type. And basically, as you play through these cards, they'll actually be shuffled back into your deck in the order you play them. So that's a really interesting thing that, again, I haven't played the game well enough in order to really think about that or whatever. There is crafting, so you can salvage your surplus cards and build new cards and things like that, like you would expect. So, but let's get into the actual game. I do want to point out there are different heroes that you can get as well. You can purchase them with rubies, I believe, and then there's also, here we can click on one. Yeah, there we go. So, with shards or rubies, which is kind of cool. And then there's also a free weekly rotation. So these guys play a little bit differently, and you gain experience during the game that allows them to unlock. I've been using kind of the base guide that you start with as for right now, but it does mix up the gameplay quite a bit based on who your hero is. But let's play a random online match real quick and see how that goes to give you a better impression of how the game actually plays. So of course you want to keep into account mana costs and things like that, and being able to counter different things, because there are like flying creatures and range and melee and all different kinds of stuff like you might expect in this sort of game. It is a game that you can buy into right now as part of early access, but it is going to be free to play on release. So if you can't find a way to get a hold of a free copy, then you may want to wait until it actually releases. So you control these bridges by playing a creature that walks over them. So you can see our opponent here is going to actually control both of the bridges because he played that guy in the middle, and it's split up. You can see our hero is kind of attacking here, and wow, our sniper guy did not do very well against those guys. So how do we want to fix this? Maybe we're going to drop a guy down here that will hopefully get rid of those guys. Now this guy, he's really big and nasty and going to get in our way and be annoying. So we're going to play some guys here that will stun this guy. So there's a lot of like countering in the game, and that's a big thing. So you're going to want to play things of less mana than your opponent that allow you to stop your opponent from doing what they're doing. So if you can defeat something that your opponent does, and you see our opponent actually came out into the battlefield, which is interesting. And that's one of the things that our opponent is able to do once they level up. And pretty much they've been controlling the bridges so far, which is certainly annoying for us. However, we're going to eventually control, both bridges here. And controlling the bridges is how you get experience, and then your hero will level up and get different abilities and things like that. At the end of the day, you want to destroy your opponent's base, obviously. That's kind of the thing you want to do. So we're going to take out a heavy hitter here that attacks with a powerful attack, but then takes a while to kind of reset his attack. So here's a sniper with real long range. Will hopefully do some damage to this guy. So we have kind of a ranged hero, and as they level up, their ranged attacks get more powerful, and that's kind of how this dude works. And yeah, sadly that person died. But let's see here. What do we want to play out? I think we're our opponents are kind of going just back and forth here. Let's play Monkey. I like Monkey quite a bit, and hopefully Monkey will take these guys out and move on, because we definitely want to control the bridges. Now this assassin stays hidden until it pops up and hits a dude, does more damage when it's cloaked, which is kind of cool. So here's our opponent coming back down, bringing their hero back out, so we're going to stun that hero, and our hero will be able to take it out and regain control of the bridge. So this is kind of how the game is going to work overall. And it's a game that I really enjoy, and it's very similar to a game, Clash Royale, where you're going to be playing things, or your opponent's going to be playing things. However, there are things that I definitely like better about this game than Clash Royale, and then there are things I don't like as well. First of all, I want to point out what I like better. In this game, you can't really... what's the word for it? If you get extra copies of a card, then you just get extra copies of the card, and then you can trade them in or whatever. There isn't the power leveling sort of thing that you get in Clash Royale, where in order to be really good at the game, you can keep getting more and more cards, more and more rare cards, and then by doing that, it levels up the cards. And that's one of those things that I personally found kind of annoying, kind of frustrating, that I didn't like about Clash Royale. This game, I think, has a little bit more fair of a business model. You seem to get things pretty quickly in the game. I like the way that's all balanced. That was a terrible shot with those guys, actually. And there we go, we lost. And we got a nice emote from our opponent. Now, it's alright that we lost. See, we actually gained a little bit of gold by losing, and some more experience and whatnot. So that's not too big of a deal. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into one more game while we talk about it a little bit. Like I said, I haven't really balanced out this deck really well, or decided on what I should do, and I'm probably playing pretty badly, trying to talk while playing as well. Again, those are my excuses for playing the game poorly. But I like what this game does. It offers kind of that same idea in Clash Royale, a game I liked quite a bit and covered quite a bit, but I didn't like the business model of that game. So we're going to go ahead and send our secret assassin down here to take over that bridge early and see how that goes. And it would have been nice if he'd been up there to take out that guy, but because this guy, he moves in pretty quick. Alright, come on. There we go. So hopefully Monkey will do some damage on him. And, and there's the kind of disadvantage to, you can play stuff early and then your opponent is able to counter what you played. So this guy's flying and this guy isn't. So our Monkey's gonna, just keep going and run away from this guy, but thankfully our sniper was able to take him out. So let's go ahead and press the attack. We have the advantage. So it is a big thing, using mana effectively so that you're using it more. And this guy, I like this guy a lot. He's going to run right by this box. It's kind of a mystery creature, if you will, and hopefully do a lot of damage to our hero's tower. So these guys, they're going to be annoying. And they kind of have a shield that kind of blocks the first attack that they take. So there we go. This guy, he specializes in taking out groups of people. This guy specializes in hitting hard on one person. So again, you're going to want to counter what your enemy is doing and be more mana efficient than your enemy. Sometimes saving up mana, sometimes rushing out, depending on the situation. There are buildings in the game. There are spells as well. So there's all kinds of stuff that you can do, and all different kinds of builds that you can do. There are healer characters. There's all different kinds of stuff. So I feel like this is a game that offers a lot of what I like about Clash Royale. A surprising amount of complexity for a game that may seem pretty simple, but once you get into it, how all the different units move and how they counter different people, there's a lot of complexity and a lot of neat things to this game, and it's one that I really enjoy. But the biggest problem with it being, actually with the other game that I covered, that Clash Royale, is the business model. This is a game that I actually really like the business model too. I think that you get upgrades and things pretty quickly, and like I said, I think the business model for this game is pretty good. So what's the disadvantage of this game? And gosh, I might have to record a game where I actually play well. The disadvantage of this game is part of the reason that Clash Royale is so good is because you can play on your iPad or on your phone or things like that, and this is a PC only game. So if you enjoy that sort of gameplay and you want a better business model, although there is a buy-in right now, it will be a free-to-play game eventually, then this is a game that I definitely enjoy, and I think could maybe even have a little bit more depth and complexity than Clash Royale. However, if what you really enjoy about that game is being able to play on the go, then this is a game not necessarily for you, because it is only available for PC right now. I don't know if there's any plans to do other than that, but it's a game that I really enjoy, and it gives me the satisfaction of that Clash Royale game on the PC for a better business model. But again, you don't get those quick games on the go like you can for that game. So maybe it's a game worth checking out if you enjoy it enough. Maybe it's worth buying into. Maybe it's worth trying to, because they have had different events where they actually had a weekend where they were giving the game away in early access for free. There is a buy into early access, or you can wait till it comes out if you want to check it out. But overall, it's a game that I enjoy quite a bit and offers that same sort of satisfaction. But at the same time, if not being able to take it on the go, if playing a game like this on the PC doesn't really interest you, then, it's probably not worth checking out. But I thought it was definitely worth a notice. I definitely enjoyed Force Showdown, if you want to check out any of my coverage of that game. And this is another game that I definitely enjoy. And if this sort of combat, where you're building your deck and looking for those interesting combinations and controlling where you play the characters, but then they act independently, if that's a concept that even you haven't seen before and it sounds cool, then I definitely suggest checking this game out. And if not paying for it right now, then checking out when it comes out for release. I'll be sure to put a link to the Steam description in the video. Thanks a lot for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Share, leave some comments, whatever. Let me know what you guys think if you want to see more of this type of thing, and we will talk to you again soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.